that if we're turning away from it emotionally, we're also then blocking out the physical responses to that stress or that emotion. So we're turning away from it completely from a human experience. Does that make sense?
Well, it does, absolutely. And it brings me really neatly actually onto, because I think one of the things you said at the sort of start of that piece was, you know, how difficult it is developing emotional competence. And, you know, Ross Burke describes how emotional competence does require us to feel our emotions. So really to turn into that, to also express our emotions, which, as you say, many of us you know, have been brought up in an era where that really wasn't the way that, you know, we were taught.
Yeah.
And then to distinguish between the psychological reactions that are present to the present situation and those that represent a residue from the past, and how then we can develop the awareness of what are actually genuine needs that actually do require some form of satisfaction rather than their repression for the sake of gaining the acceptance or approval of others.
Yeah,
and again, just how common is that now, that we do things really because of the environment we're in for other people rather than this self-responsibility. And that's what I wanted to sort of bring this sort of towards, really. We've talked about, you know, self-responsibility and noticing, and for me that sort of final bit just really encompassed a lot of those themes.
Yeah, you know, the word self-care has much more meaning to it now than it ever did. You know, and again, it's kind of, we move away from self-care being about taking up, we talked about this before, taking a hot bath with candles.
Yeah.
And drinking water. Self-care is actually so much more about turning into our challenges, facing into, you know, what is it that's coming up for us when we have some challenges emotionally, physically, psychologically. You know, that's what self-care is really all about. And the